Hi everyone, you're watching The Culture Cave. I'm Gabriella. Today I've been on my first 2 ocean scuba dives and it has been an immense, unexpected experience. I think these kinds of experiences are always unique and certainly experiential. We anticipate how something's going to be, but actually doing these kinds of adventure sports always, I think, teach us things about ourselves, and we often have unexpected things happen. So on my first ocean dive today here in Okinawa, I went down to 7 meters and it was incredible. So what I've decided to do is do a vlog on the dive diaries, the Culture Cave dive diaries, while it's fresh in my mind in terms of what I encountered. So I'm still decompressing now because I did a couple of dives today. So there's a decompression time, surface interval time that you calculate between dives. Anyways, on the first dive, what was so beautiful on the seabed was that there was basically a sea urchin which was the size of a tennis ball, and my diving instructor handed it to me, and it was the most beautiful thing. It was actually a velveteen sea urchin, which is very, very beautiful, and it comes in a very, very beautiful kind of 5-pronged star shape, and it's a combination of red and blue, and it's like a kind of a purple colour. It's absolutely beautiful. So there is a myth, there is an ocean myth that these sea urchins are all dangerous and to be avoided, but actually this one we could pick up and actually hold in our hands, and it was so cute because it was actually kind of toying with a couple of small stones from the ocean bed in its kind of tentacles and things, and they do have very light spikes, but they're not actually painful, and if you just kind of scoop them up or just pick them up gently, you can actually hold them in your hand. On the second dive I came across a second sea urchin, and I actually carried it and swam with it for quite some time in the palm of my hand. That one actually started attaching itself to the palm of my hand, to the point where it was actually quite difficult to shake it off, but I kind of let it go and swim on. Yeah, I'm actually in a bit of a daze right now because it's another world down there. I've been diving today for an hour and 10 minutes, and there is certainly a time warp with these dives. So the first dive, I had no idea that 45 minutes had actually passed. It was absolutely incredible. I felt like I'd been down there for about 10 minutes. So there's definitely a time warp aspect. The second dive, what I was experiencing on the second dive with going deeper to 12 meters. 12 meters was incredible, but the ear pressure was immense, and I was not expecting to feel the ear pressure to the extent that I did. So that was a slightly shorter dive than the first one. Like I say, the first dive I could have stayed down there forever really, but the second dive the pressure was getting a little bit more challenging for my sensitive ears. So those were just some of my observations, and yeah, there were schools of fish as well, so enormous schools of fish, and just being close to those fish was really, really cool. There's a square type yellowfish here in Okinawa, which is also very, very beautiful, and it swims along as if it has a little motor, like its fins actually look like a little motor. So that was really, really cute. Another thing that is really, really special about this area where I've been diving is soft coral, and that's a kind of pinkish colour, and it's really, really beautiful. It's rubbery when you actually touch it or encounter it, and it just feels very, very friendly. But yeah, I guess today's scuba tip scuba lesson that I've learnt today is that certain sea urchins are indeed friendly. Not many of them are actually dangerous. So yeah, I will be continuing the diving diaries in increasingly deep and adventurous locations. This is the start of a brand new journey for me. The underwater world, Culture Cave does underwater deep diving, and yeah, I'm just doing lots and lots of challenges and certifications at the moment, and just diving deeper and deeper. It's an absolute privilege to be doing this. It's not something that I thought I would ever be doing, but I got really interested in the possibility of scuba diving about a year ago, coming up to about a year ago, and I've been reading so many books and watching so many documentaries about scuba diving, and I've just been preparing for this now for quite some time. So I'm just super excited to be here, and I'm really looking forward to vlogging the 3rd, 4th and 5th dives coming up very, very, very soon. So watch this space and stay tuned. You're watching the Culture Cave. I think that's all for now. I'm still in a daze, just coming off of the experience of the underwater world. It really is. I don't know whether there's a term for it in diving. There certainly must be, but there's a strange acclimatization that takes place, especially when you're a new diver such as myself, coming up to the surface and just experiencing the real world again. It's just like, whoa, what was that? That was just something else. Oh, another thing to mention was, because there have been typhoons here recently, the visibility of the ocean today was particularly low, but that was actually a really good experience to have as a new diver, because well, it's an experience to deal with reduced visibility of just a couple of meters radius, really. So it wasn't at all, I would say possibly even less at points. So yeah, the reduced visibility is certainly an experience. But very soon into the dives, what I will say is that the actual depth at which you're at becomes kind of irrelevant in terms of, well, you can definitely feel it, and equalization is certainly a challenge, but when you're just immersed and you go past a certain depth, you don't really think about how deep you are. You're just kind of focusing on, I really enjoyed the swimming aspect with really giant fins, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm going to be upgrading my fins to like even larger ones and that kind of thing. I'm super excited. Thank you for watching. Bye.